Right now, high-yield savings accounts are paying up to 5% APY. That's 13 times higher than traditional bank savings accounts. But most Americans still aren't using them. In this video, we're breaking down exactly where to keep your emergency fund in 2026 and the real money difference it makes. Let's start with the fundamentals. Financial experts recommend keeping 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your emergency fund. According to the Federal Reserve's 2024 Household Economic Decisions Survey, 55% of Americans have actually hit this target. That's solid progress, but it also means nearly half of people still don't have this basic safety net in place. The reason the 3 to 6 month rule exists is practical. It covers most job disruptions, major medical events, and home or car repairs without forcing you to raid your investments or rack up high-interest debt. Your personal target depends on 3 things: how stable your income is, how much debt you're carrying, and your family size. If you work in construction or another cyclical industry, aim for 6 months. If you're a government employee with job security, 3 months might be enough. Now here's where it gets interesting. High-yield savings accounts are delivering up to 5% APY as of May 2026, compared to the FDIC national average of just 0.38% for traditional savings accounts. That's a difference of 4.62 percentage points. Let me show you what that actually means in your pocket. Take a $25,000 emergency fund. In a traditional savings account, earning 0.38%, you'd make about $95 per year in interest. In a high-yield savings account earning 5%, that same $25,000 generates $1,250 annually. That's $1,155 more per year, just for moving your money. Over 5 years, assuming rates stay constant, we're talking about over $5,000 in additional earnings. This gap has widened dramatically since the Federal Reserve's rate increases started in 2022. 5 years ago, high-yield savings accounts only offered 1.5 to 2% APY. Keeping money in a traditional savings account today is an opportunity cost you really can't ignore. So which banks should you actually look at? As of May 2026, CIT Bank is offering the highest published rate at 4.10% APY. Other competitive options deliver rates between 4% and 5%, creating a genuinely competitive market. This is a huge shift from just a few years ago when only a handful of institutions offered rates above 1.5%. Today, dozens of FDIC-insured banks and online lenders are fighting for your deposits, and that competition benefits you directly. One quick note: Newtek Bank temporarily suspended new applications for its high-yield savings account because demand was overwhelming. This tells you how attractive these rates have become. The bottom line is you have real choices here, and they all offer FDIC protection up to $250,000. You might have heard about money market accounts as an alternative. They're a hybrid between checking and savings accounts, and top institutions offer rates of 3.5% to 4% APY. Compare that to high-yield savings accounts offering 4% to 5%, and you'll see they're slightly lower. Money market accounts do offer check writing and debit card access, which some people find psychologically appealing. But here's the thing: a high-yield savings account linked to a checking account gives you the same accessibility without the limitations. Money market accounts often carry higher minimum balances and don't offer any real advantage for emergency fund placement. Unless you specifically need check writing features on your emergency fund, which most people don't, a high-yield savings account is your better choice. What about CDs? Certificates of deposit can seem attractive because they offer guaranteed returns and FDIC protection. But they have one fatal flaw for emergency funds. They lock your money away. Emergency funds need to be instantly accessible. If you withdraw from a 5-year CD early, you might lose 3 to 6 months of interest, completely defeating the purpose. Plus, many CDs today offer rates comparable to high-yield savings accounts anyway, like 4.5% APY on a 3-month CD, but with zero flexibility. If an actual emergency hits, you need the money now, not after the CD matures. So despite what might look like an attractive rate, CDs just don't belong in your emergency fund strategy. One last option worth considering: Treasury Bills. 4-week Treasury Bills were yielding 3.66% on May 8, 2026, and they're backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. For absolute safety with reasonable yield, they're worth knowing about. But here's the practical limitation. Treasury bills require 24 to 48 hours to settle when you sell them. In a true emergency, your transmission fails, your boiler breaks, you lose your job. That delay matters. A high-yield savings account gives you next-day access to your money. For a real emergency fund, that accessibility is worth more than Treasury bills can offer. The bottom line? High-yield savings accounts at 4% to 5% APY are your best bet for emergency funds in 2026. They're FDIC insured, instantly accessible, and significantly outperform traditional savings. Head to the full article for a detailed breakdown of all your options and up-to-date rate comparisons. Subscribe to the channel for more grounded personal finance guidance. All sources are linked in the description.